welcome to the website audit of Sooke Harbour Players, where I review the visual design, information architecture, content, SEO, functionality, and how it all affects conversion. So first of all, your homepage is the most important page to quickly and clearly tell people what you offer and how it serves them. And it should really establish your brand and be a teaser menu into the various areas of your website. Sooke Harbour Players describes the brand personality as enthusiastic community theater, and their conversion goals are encouraging participation in theater, whether it's acting, directing, or behind the scenes, and then of course promoting the shows and getting butts and seats, which means selling tickets. They contacted me saying the existing website is clunky, maybe outdated, and not very easy to use. From a technical standpoint, a quick look at the code tells me they're on WordPress, which is an easy to use content management system if it's set up the right way. So I think this is more about the front end correlating to the back end, and using a theme with a more visual editor would be a good move here. Starting with the visual design, it's important to match the website with the brand so everything is consistent and presents a professional appearance, communicating that you're serious about what you do. So the first thing I notice is the brand colors and the logo up here are not really carried throughout the website. So I would incorporate these colors throughout the website, especially for call to action and navigation buttons and elements, and perhaps also using lighter and darker hues of the same or complementary colors to delineate content sections. I would also include elements in the footer to reinforce the brand to the end of each page. Now, if possible, I recommend using the fonts that are in the logo or fonts that are complementary to the logo that are still legible and easy to read on the web. So overall, the website pages have a pretty basic layout. You want a linear layout that flexes or is responsive to viewing on mobile, which we'll get to that later. Secondly, looking at the information architecture or how the content is structured and navigated, we see a nice simple menu at the top. However, I would reorder these options with conversion goals in mind, starting with upcoming events, adding participate in here, then the rest with about us and contact at the end, as that's where they're expected. So that would be over here. I would also nix home, as the standard functionality is that the logo always links to the homepage, which it does in this instance. So visually, I would also shrink the header so it doesn't take up so much screen space. It's good that this shrinks out of the way upon scrolling, but the logo and the branding is then missing. This main header, slider, feature image, hero image, there's a lot of different names for it, but basically they all serve the same purpose, which is to really highlight your main offer, whatever that looks like. So here they do actually have come out and play. They don't have a call to action accompanied with this, so I would actually make sure that this has a button that leads you directly to volunteer opportunities, how to sign up to participate in the shows. They also show off some of the past shows, which is nice filler content for when there's not an active show, but I really think that this slider should be focused on the volunteering or the participation aspect. And here we go. Here's 12 Angry Men. This is a show that's coming up. This is a good one to have in the slider, but again, there's no call to action. I would want to say the same with this one, Footloose, it's coming up. I would want to have call to actions incorporated within this slider to say, learn more or buy tickets or how to audition for those shows. So scrolling down a little bit more, again, you want to be giving teasers into the various areas of the website. This kind of just gives a really brief and kind of bland overview, frankly. The text is also really small. I haven't even gotten to how this looks on mobile yet. We don't know, but we'll get there. So I would break this down into a few linear sections. One focused on the next show, how to audition or buy tickets. 2, becoming a member or how to donate. And then 3, a brief about section, which I would keep it as a 1 or 2 sentence blurb, and then read more about us that would click with a call to action to the About page, which I'm going to touch on really briefly. The About page is the most underrated page, but statistically the second most visited page on any website, as it's supportive of someone's decision to take you up on whatever you offer. I feel like there's a missed opportunity here where it talks about the organization, but it could lead people into what is the next thing they can do, with a feature section here at the end and a call to action that encourages people to sign up to volunteer or audition or get somehow involved with the theater. With our website audit of Sooke Harbour Players and looking at content next. So they do have quality photos and imagery, like their poster designs. The text could definitely be larger to make it more legible. And moving on to one of these other pages here, I think, yes, if we were to add a participate page, I think that could promote auditions. It could promote this content here about membership. It could also promote participating behind the scenes. So I think the content could use a little bit of refinement as well. With regards to search engine optimization, the website does have page titles. They're off screen outside of this video, but they are there. They don't have meta description tags set up for each page. That would help them in search results, and it's what comes up generally is the description on search results. I would also add, one thing I notice is missing, I would add the keyword Sooke Theater to all the titles, because that basically tells you exactly where it is and what it is that the website's about. So that would be a good keyword to add to all the titles. And the website does use human readable and SEO friendly URLs. So that's the part that's after SookeHarbourPlayers.com/about or /donate or /membership. Those are all keywords that would be used in search, as well as them being human readable. So if you were to promote those on any sort of print materials, they're easy for people to be able to type in or remember and tell someone. So the other thing I feel like is missing a little bit is some more interlinking between the pages with calls to action. So you might even on the contact page or on the past shows page, you might have like a call to action sort of here at the bottom. That would be about, want to get involved in future shows? Click here to volunteer or audition or somehow get involved. Now, the other thing too is I'm not sure if on the back end they're using any sort of stats integrated with their WordPress, but there's also Jetpack Stats is very useful, and Google Sitekit is useful, especially if you have Google Analytics set up for this site. Those tools really help. And finally, looking at functionality and usability, page load speed is reasonable. All the navigation links appear to work. They do have, in terms of functionality, they've got this newsletter sign up, which I haven't tested, but it's a good feature to have instead of just relying on social media to keep your audience, quite literally your audience, informed. They do have a membership form here, which looks like it's done with Google Forms, and then a membership area, which is beyond the scope of just this website audit. In terms of, we'll do one last check. This is the mobile and responsive design look. So if we take this into the mobile view, here's what it looks like on the iPad, which still holds together and looks pretty good. It's pretty similar to your desktop view. And if we look at what this looks like on the new iPhones, this gives you sort of a view of that as well. So you can see that this navigation does take up a considerable amount of the screen real estate. On iPhone, it's like about half. It does scroll out of the way, and then the menu is sticky to the top. But again, there's no branding with this menu, so this is something I would use a different theme that allows you to have a little logo here and the menu icon, and that keeps that branding sort of top of mind as you're scrolling through the site, even on mobile. Again, I'd use the brand colors in that. Maybe tie the brand colors in through the footer. So again, you're feeling that whole feel through the whole site. One thing I will note is this slider is not optimized for mobile because it's quite squished in this view. If you're actually viewing this on a screen, on a phone screen, and not on a laptop screen like I am, this would be very tiny. And the other thing I notice is this layout is not optimized for mobile. This photo definitely squishes the text over. It's again, the text is very small, so not very legible on mobile. Let's just click to another page. The mobile navigation works nicely, but again, the text is very small to read on mobile. This is a better layout for the photos, I think, on mobile. They'd be visible. So this concludes our website audit of Sooke Harbour Players. Thanks so much for watching.